When the HOA president called 911 claiming I was illegally operating my ranch office on her land, she didn't realize who she was messing with. The officers arrived only to find out the truth. I didn't just own the ranch. I owned every building she thought she ruled. I'd spent my life building what I had, not inheriting it, not lucking into it. Years of long days, dusty boots, and contracts negotiated over coffee and handshakes. The Silver Mesa Ranch complex wasn't just home. It was the headquarters of my agricultural supply company, a dozen barns, an office, a workshop, and a quiet homestead tucked on 180 acres outside town. Or, at least it used to be quiet. That changed when a sprawling HOA development, Meadowstone Estates, popped up along my south fence line, and with it came the storm known as Karen Delaney, the HOA president. From the moment construction began, she'd been trying to establish order beyond her community borders. She'd send letters about shared roads, about view protection, even about my barn's non-compliant paint color. I ignored all of it. My land was private, incorporated separately, with its own zoning. Then came the day she crossed the line. It was a Tuesday morning in late spring. I was in my ranch office, a converted stone barn with big windows overlooking the valley, meeting with two contractors. We were reviewing blueprints for expanding our storage facility and adding solar panels. That's when I saw Karen marching across the gravel lot, clipboard in hand, 3 HOA members trailing behind her like ducklings. I sighed. Here we go again. She didn't even knock. She yanked the door open and barked, "You can't run a business here. This land is under HOA jurisdiction." I stood up slowly. "Karen, my ranch is not, has never been, and will never be under HOA control. You need to leave." She crossed her arms. "This entire area has been reclassified as part of Meadowstone Estates Phase 2. That means your operations are subject to our regulations. Commercial activity must cease immediately." My contractor snorted. "Lady, this ain't a cul-de-sac." "This is a ranch," Karen glared. "Don't talk to me that way. I'll have the sheriff out here to enforce compliance." I chuckled. "You go ahead and do that." She whipped out her phone right there and dialed 911. "Hello? Yes, this is Karen Delaney, president of Meadowstone HOA. I'm reporting illegal commercial activity on private HOA land." The man is refusing to comply. I just stood there, arms folded, while she made her emergency sound like a crime scene. When she hung up, she smirked. "You'll learn soon enough that you can't ignore the rules." I smiled calmly. "Karen, when those officers arrive, you're going to regret making that call." 20 minutes later, 2 county deputies pulled up in their cruiser. Karen waved them over dramatically, clipboard shaking in her hand. "Officers, over here. This man's operating a commercial office on our HOA property." One of the deputies stepped out, adjusting his sunglasses. "Your HOA property?" She nodded. "Yes, this building is technically within our new development zone." I handed him a folder. "Deputy, my property deeds, tax statements, and county and corporation paperwork. Silver Mesa Ranch Holdings, LLC, founded 2006. This land's been privately owned long before that HOA existed." He flipped through the papers, then looked at Karen. "Ma'am, this is outside your HOA's jurisdiction." "The county records confirm it," she scoffed. "No, that can't be right. The new subdivision map." I cut her off, pulling out another document. "This? You mean the proposed expansion you submitted to zoning last year, and that the county denied because this complex is protected as agricultural enterprise land?" Her jaw dropped. The deputy suppressed a grin. "Ma'am, you've been misinformed. This property's not under any HOA authority. It's part of a registered business complex." Karen's tone sharpened. "Then why does it have the same road access as our community?"
"Because," I said, "I built the road."
"And you're using my easement to access your subdivision." Both deputies looked at her, surprised. "Wait," one said. "You own the access road too?" I nodded. "And the utility easement running under it." Karen's face went pale. "That's impossible!" "Oh, it's possible," I said. "You can confirm it in the deed. I allowed temporary right-of-way access during construction, under one condition, that your HOA stay out of my affairs." The deputy chuckled. "Well, looks like that agreement didn't last long." Karen's composure shattered. "This man is lying. He's trying to intimidate me." The second deputy stepped forward. "Ma'am, we've reviewed the paperwork. He owns this property, the road, and the office. There's no crime here," she stammered. So what happens now?" He replied dryly. "Now? You apologize for wasting emergency resources." Karen's expression curdled into disbelief. You're siding with him? The deputy smirked. We're siding with the law. As she fumed, her HOA board members started to back away. One of them whispered, Karen, maybe we should go. But I wasn't done yet. Actually, deputies, I said, since she's using my private access road to enter the property, I'd like to formally file a notice of trespass for today. Karen's eyes widened. You can't do that! The deputy scribbled something in his notepad. He can, ma'am. And it'll go on record, Karen's voice cracked. This is harassment, I smiled. No, Karen, this is ownership. 2 weeks passed before the next storm hit, not from Karen, but from her HOA's board. I got a call from one of her members, a man named Brian Wells. Mr. Carter, he said nervously, the HOA is, reevaluating some boundaries after recent events. I was hoping to confirm ownership of the land behind your barn. Behind the barn? I repeated. You mean the community clubhouse? Silence. Yeah, he admitted. Karen said it was donated by the developer. It wasn't, I said. The developer leased that corner lot from me. When he defaulted, ownership reverted. I've been letting your HOA use it rent-free for years. He exhaled sharply. Oh my God. Don't worry, I said. I'm not taking it back yet, but I'm sending a new lease agreement. If the HOA wants to keep using that building, they'll pay commercial rent like everyone else. By the next week, I got a letter from the HOA's attorney, full of legal fluff and bluster. My lawyer responded with 3 simple pages of documentation showing every parcel, every title, and every easement the ranch owned. Within a month, the HOA caved. Karen was forced to resign under leadership misconduct. The board signed the new lease. And now, every month, I get a tidy rent check from Meadowstone Estates HOA for a clubhouse built on my land. As for Karen, she moved out quietly after that. Word around town was she couldn't stand the humiliation. Sometimes when I ride out along the fence line, I still see the HOA members tending their identical lawns on the other side. They glance at my barns, my silos, my solar arrays, all of it operating just fine. And I think to myself, you can build your rules. You can make your maps. But out here, authority isn't claimed, it's earned.